Hello, today's video we're going to show how to make this gift tag with a little penguin on it. It's a two-sided gift tag that I designed. This one I made more for my Christmas tags this year. The other side has a little tag on it with the to and from. I put a separate tag on the back because I didn't want to kind of take away from the image that I had on the front because I thought it was kind of cute just standalone. So this is how I made them. Take a little piece of Whisper white paper. This isn't too large because I'm using the tag along stamp set from Stampin' Up, and this is the little penguin that I'm using. This is the clear block, and it's the number C, the letter C. And what I like about the clear mount stamp sets is to figure out what size acrylic block you need. You can just set it on the image because these are true to size, or you can turn it over and you can actually test it that way. So we will mount the penguin. Show him that I just set him on your clear block, center him, and then just hold it for about 10 seconds with firm pressure. That assures a good mount. Now today I'm going to use the Stampin' Right markers, and with the Stampin' Right markers you have two-sided. One is a fine point and one is the brush point. I'm going to use the brush point on this, and the reason I'm using the marker instead of the stamp pad is because I do not want to put the to and from on that front image. So you just take your brush end of your marker and you just mark around the spots that you want. The black ink is what I'm using for the penguin, of course, and you just take the tip. I tend to use the side of it, get better coverage that way. Go around the image. I'm going to put his feet in with a yellow color, so I'm only going to use the outside edge. His beak and his feet are going to be yellow. Get a good coverage, make sure you get everything. Then the yellow that I have some Summer Sun that's been left over from a previous color that Stampin' Up's retired, so I'm going to use this, but you could also use Daffodil Delight or So Saffron. And then you just color this. And you'll see, if you can see, he's pretty covered in both of those places. And now that the ink starts to dry out just a little bit while you're working on it, I usually huff on it. That helps re-moisturize the stamp. And there you have your little penguin. So now what we're going to do is set him aside to dry for a few minutes, and I'm going to come back in and I'm going to use my Marina Mist marker to color just the little collar that he has. There's a little scarf around his neck. But I want to let that dry just for a few minutes. It won't take long, seeing it's a dye-based ink, it's water-based. Now the tags that I used, this is a Sizzix die, and it's a scalloped combo tags number 2. Stampin' Up does not sell this one. I've had it for a while, and I'm not sure if you can still get it from Sizzix company, but I punched out or die cut with my big kick one of these larger tags in Marina Mist, and then I did the small one in a piece of Whisper white. And I've already went ahead to save some time and put the Merry Christmas sentiment on it, but this can be used in lots of different ways to this design. You could use it for just any kind of thinking of you gift, Hanukkah gifts, any type of season. Actually, it does not have to be Christmas. He's just a cute little guy for winter. Now I'm going to take my Marina Mist stamp pad. We're going to put just a few of the snowflakes on. So I have a couple of snowflakes from a previous retired stamp set. I'm pretty sure it was Snow Buddies from a Hostess set, but I use these snowflakes on a lot of different of my designs. So I'm going to use this one today. There's other snowflakes available through Stampin' Up! In some of their other sets. Ink it up. Put 2 large on, and then I put a little one over here. Okay, and we'll come back to, we'll set this aside for just a moment. We'll come back to this little penguin. Now I still use the brush point of my Stampin' Right marker, and I hope you can see this. I just use the very, very point of this. Very light touch. I want it to almost have more of a watercolor look. So I'm really barely touching. You can make it darker if you'd like. And just fill it in just a little bit. If you leave a few white spots, that's good because you want it to look like a highlight. Alrighty. These are fun to make. You can make lots of them in a pretty short amount of time. So that's what he looks like, colored in. Then I'm going to take my 1 3/4 inch punch. This is the older version of the punch. They now have a new version. And punch him out. Center him just by eye. Punch him out. Punch. And this is the new design. You just push that to release it. And we're going to punch out one of these. And this is Bashful Blue cardstock. Take your snail adhesive. We're going to put them on the back. Just a couple. Center him on your tag base, or your little scallop circle base. Then we're going to take a little Stampin' Dimensional, put that on the back. And we'll set him aside for a minute because we're going to mount him on in just a couple minutes. Now we'll come back to the tag base. I've cut out about 8 inches of the Stampin' Up's 5/8 inch organza ribbon. It's a really pretty color, and I like to use it as white, but you can also dye this any of the stamping ink colors and make it coordinate. So if I wanted to make this the lighter Bashful Blue, I could have done that, but I thought it was pretty just white for this project. Put just a little bit on the front just to anchor the ribbon. Set him here with just a little bit hanging over, approximately 1 inch. And you want to place it just up at the upper third. Then flip it over. I just put a teeny bit more here. Pull it tight and match it up with the other side. It doesn't have to be adhered real solid. It's more just to tack it down so that it doesn't move. Then I have a very small piece of, this is crochet cotton that I use, and I just take small pieces of it. It makes a great tie. So I'll just snip off, maybe like, give yourself a little bit of extra room to work with because we're going to trim it off at the end. So maybe like around 5 inches or a little 4 inches. And we're going to tie I make a square knot first, so we tie it once, get it reasonably close to the edge of your tag, pull it. You can adjust it a little bit now, or you can adjust it at the end. And I do like a square knot first. And then I do my bow. pull it reasonably tight, and then you can adjust the length of your little loops. Snip off the ends. This one doesn't need too much. Then I snip this one, and then I snip this just a little longer so it's at an angle. So there's the front part of your ribbon. You can adjust it. It looks a little bit uneven. You can smooth it out. Now I'm going to take the basic pearl jewels, and they come in a few sizes here. I use this size, and the best way that I have found to get these off and place them where you want is to take your scissors, gently go underneath, lay it down, put your finger there, and position it. And it's a pretty simple way to get the pearls on where you need them. Then I take the penguin. Another way to get your Stampin' Dimensionals backing off is to make an X with your nail, and it usually peels right off. Then you're not fussing with it. Sometimes I spend more time getting the backing off than finishing the project. Then you're going to center him about 2/3 over. Give a little room here so that everything is still showing. And press him down. Now we only have a couple more things real quick to do. Another piece of the crochet cotton, about 12 inches long. Fold it in half and make a tie at the end, a knot at the end. Give yourself a little bit of room. And then this loop, go from the front through. Then take this tag in white that I've already, as I said, stamped the to and from on earlier. Make sure he's facing outward and feed him through. And then all you do is take your ends, feed him through the loop, snug it down a little bit, and you have that on the back, that on the front. For the final piece that we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to put some dazzling diamonds on his tummy. So you're going to take your 2-way glue pen and fill his tummy in pretty solid. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know I'm a big fan of this glue, so I like, or excuse me, this Dazzling Diamonds glitter. I think it just adds a special look to the project. And then we're just going to sprinkle some on him, tap it off, and he's all set. So I made a set of these. I've been using a lot of them for the holidays. So here's my set of penguins that I did. I actually have one more here to show you. They're all the same, but they look so pretty. And I did another one in traditional colors for Christmas time, and the red-ish color here is the Poppy Parade from the New in Colors for 2010, and this is Wild Wasabi cardstock, and those were all the smooth cardstocks. So I hope you liked today and you'll try it yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.